Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Professor Mahavir Singh from Himachal Pradesh University Shimla. Today we are going to discuss about the module Electronic Property of Solids 4th from the paper Solid State Physics. So students, let us see what we are going to learn in this module. Learn different phenomena which results of interaction of electron motion with external magnetic field. Explain de Haaswin-Alfvén effect and its use to measure the size of the Fermi surfaces. Learn the relationship between different types of quantum Hall effect. Understand what happened to the magnetic moment of metal or magnetic susceptibility under variable magnetic field. All electronic properties shown by metals are result of orbital motion of electrons. In the presence of external magnetic field, the orbital motion of electrons inside the metal changes. This interaction between free electron and the applied magnetic field further leads to the change in the internal resistance of metal or sometimes leads to oscillatory variation in the diamagnetic susceptibility of metal. It is well known that we know that orbital motion is directly linked with the diamagnetism. So basically this oscillatory variation of diamagnetic susceptibility is directly linking with the orbital motion of electrons. The variation in electron path length is the main factor which leads to the increase in resistivity observed when metal is placed in a magnetic field. So there is appearance of resistivity with the application of magnetic field across the metal. The resistivity of the crystal placed in the external magnetic field varies with respect to the sample orientation, with respect to the magnetic field also. So it varies in sample orientation as well as with variation in magnetic field. If electron motion is along the polar axis of the applied magnetic field, then there will be no change in the resistivity of the sample. So direction is important here. According to quantum view, this change in the resistivity is a result of band shift in the conducting bands in the crystal. So motion of electron under the influence of magnetic field, it can be linked with magnetoresistance, it can be linked with de Haaswin-Alfvén effect, and it can be linked with quantum Hall effect. So these three phenomena are important, whether it is linked with the oscillatory behavior of magnetic field, whether it is linked with the appearance of resistance, or whether it is linked with the quantum kinds of things with the application of magnetic fields. If a circular Hall current is produced in the single atomic plane of a metal lattice, the electron motion will lead to the quantum Hall effect. So quantum state of system tells about the orbital angular momentum of the moving electron. When an atomic plane of a given specimen is perpendicular to the magnetic field axis, both normal Hall effect and quantum Hall effect exist depending upon the conducting band structure of the metal. When atomic planes move from perpendicular position, the resistance offered by given specimen increases. At the same time, the quantum Hall effect shifts to normal Hall effect because of the circular electron path followed by the electron to complete cyclotron motion through atomic planes. Similar behavior is observed at the current critical point in heterojunctions capable of showing the quantum Hall effect.
De Haaswin-Alfvén effect, which we call DHVA effect. This effect is an oscillatory variation of diamagnetic susceptibility, that is, oscillatory variation of magnetic moment of a metal as a function of magnetic field. So it was discovered by W.J. Dehaes and P.M. Van Alphen in 1930 at very low temperature. This temperature was around 14.2 Kelvin in a metal bismuth as a function of high magnetic field. They found that the magnetic susceptibility is a periodic function of reciprocal of magnetic field. So in this effect, we are looking periodicity of susceptibility or periodicity of magnetic moment, as in the case in earlier where we saw the periodicity of potential. This phenomena is observed only at low temperature and high magnetic field. So this is important if we want to observe this effect. So we need these two conditions, that is temperature should be low and magnetic field should be quite high. It is quantum mechanical phenomena which is explained by Landau by using concept of Bohr-Sommerfeld quantization of the orbits of conduction electrons under the influence of the magnetic field. The de Haasman-Alfvén effect can be observed in very pure metal only at strong magnetic field and low temperature, provided they satisfy this Fermi energy is greater than h omega and greater than kBt. Here first inequality signified that given electron gas is quantum mechanically degenerate, and second one shows that the applied magnetic field is strong enough to produce the de Haasman-Alfvén effect. So this equation 4 is the condition to observe this effect. To observe the oscillations, the magnetic field fluctuation should be small and electron density should not be too high. Let us suppose that free energy are moving in a cubical box of length capital L in all direction, and when magnetic field is applied along z direction, the electrons start moving in xy plane in a circular path with angular frequency omega, where Lorentz force is just equals to the required centripetal force. This is some sort of resonance kinds of condition where m omega nu is equal to EBB, that is Lorentz force is compensated by magnetic force. This Lorentz force is just equal to centripetal force. So basically m omega v is centripetal force and EBB is magnetic force. So omega comes out to be E, that is electronic charge, and B magnetic field over small m. Now for electron moving along z direction, due to application of magnetic field, total energy of electron in xy plane can be written as sum of E total equal to E perpendicular plus E parallel. So there is two possibility, one when we are applying perpendicular direction and other in parallel direction. So E total comes out to be n plus a half h omega plus h square kz square by 2m, where omega is EB by small m and n is integer 0, 1, 2 and kz is 2 pi nz by capital L, the permissible values of k, where nz, small nz is also 0 plus minus 1 plus minus 2. So equation 2 represent the orbit quantization of electronic state and proves that energy of motion perpendicular to the field in absence of magnetic field is quantized in terms of h cross omega.
So now when we go through this de Haasman-Alfvén effect, it is shown in the figure that the set of all levels with the same n and arbitrary kz is collectively known as a nth Landau levels. The degeneracy, there is degeneracy of Landau levels is independent of n and kz, only depend on the cross sectional area of the specimen. By showing Landau tube formation on changing magnetic field, the allowed state of energy lie on these tubes are in k space and are present inside the Fermi surface, and it is very well expressed in the figure. So for some value of magnetic field, the tube will break and pull the low state electron along with it to the Fermi surface. This causes increase in energy, and this increase continues until the next tube approaches the Fermi surface from inside. The electron present above the Fermi surface then down to jump down to this new tube, which leads to decrease in energy. So the electron energy undergoes oscillations as the magnetic field is increased and show de Haaswin-Alfvén effect.
So if we introduce the concept of Fermi level, with increase in magnetic field, number of states on each Landau tube increases, as shown in figure 4.3. At B equal to 0, all energy level below EFR continues. On the application of magnetic field, energy level are rearranged, but we can see that all level above Fermi energy are empty and below are filled. On increasing magnetic field a little B2, the level separation increases, and one of the lower level then EF will finally able to cross the Fermi level. As Fermi energy is more than the level separation, then hence small n is large in this case, and we can neglect this moment of level above Fermi energy, which leads to the expectation that new states are similar to the original one. So it is same that we achieve the periodicity. This implies that periodic dependence of magnetization is achieved. Now for each magnetic field, a group of degenerate energy level defined by a given pair of quantum number n and kz is called as a Landau level. If a Landau level crosses Fermi energy at field B2, energy of electron system is higher than at B1 or B3. As on application of magnetic field, all electrons start moving in a circular path. The difference between the area of the consecutive orbits of electron is given by delta S equal to 2 pi EB by H cross, where S represent any external cross-sectional area of the Fermi surface in plane normal to the magnetic field. It tells us that the area enclosed by circular path followed by the electron in magnetic field are quantized in unit of 2 pi EB by H, that is the Bohr magneton, and size of these orbits is directly proportional to magnetic field. When electron comes up to Fermi level, its average energy becomes maximum. But with increase in magnetic field, the Landau tubes crosses the Fermi surface and results into decrease in average energy, which shows that small variation in applied magnetic field consequences into changes or oscillation in average energy. So now area between two consecutive circular orbits of electron will be delta as a function of 1 by b is equal to 2 pi b by H cross S. From above discussion, it is clear that the orbit area gets repeated after every change of this factor by b by H cross S. In this behavior, the value of 1 by b shows oscillatory nature of orbit area with period of this 2 pi e by H cross S. In the equation 6, this delta as a function of 1 by b may be defined as the change in the reciprocal of magnetic field needed to induce one oscillation of magnetic susceptibility. So if we want one oscillation of magnetic susceptibility increment, then we have to give this change as a function of 1 by b. So orbit area S, it is a measure of cross-sectional area of Fermi surface normal to the field, and by changing the direction of capital B, we can construct Fermi surface, and de Haaswin-Alfvén effect becomes an important method for measuring the size of the Fermi surface of metal. Since magnetic moment is the rate of change of average energy with field, then there will be corresponding oscillation in magnetic field also. As the magnetic field increases, cylinder expand out, becomes their energy proportional to, because their energy is proportional to magnetic field. So every time Landau level crosses the Fermi energy, there is an enhanced density of state at Fermi energy because the Landau labels are highly degenerate. The temperature dependence of intensity of de Haasman, Alfvén and other quantum oscillation is used to extract effective electron masses.
Number of states at Fermi energy are highly enhanced when there are extremal orbits on the Fermi surface of the given solid. There are extremal orbits at regular interval of 1 by b, where b is magnetic field, and this oscillation in 1 by b can be detected in any physical quantity that depends on the density of states. For silver atoms, this de Haasman Alfvén effect shows the two different periods of oscillation which are due to two different extremal orbits. One is linked with B111 and other is linked with B100. So there are two different directions.
Magnetoresistance. Magnetoresistance of a conductor refers to the change in electrical resistance of a conductor when placed in the perpendicular magnetic field. Here this is also important that it is well known phenomena, GMR material, on which Nobel Prize was given last year, this GMR material, which is gyromagnetic resistance. So basically magnetoresistance is the kind of phenomena where electrical resistance is linked with the when placed in magnetic field. So this effect arises due to fact that when magnetic field is applied, electron do not move in the direction of applied magnetic field and their path becomes curved. There is flow of electron against the Hall field of electron with more than average velocity and an equal and opposite flow with Hall field electrons with below average velocity. So we can consider that these two opposite but equal currents are caused by applied magnetic field but may interact again with applied magnetic field. So this second interaction lead to the generation of magnetoresistance. This phenomena is shown in figure 4.4 showing the behavior of conducting slab under the influence of external magnetic field. For to study this effect, a long thin conducting wire is taken with external DC electric field Ex along the x-axis of the conductor, uniform magnetic field which act in z direction, that is Bz is applied magnetic field along the z-axis. Then this magnetoresistance, it is a tensor quantity but only has two components which have a special significance. It has a two component. One is longitudinal magnetoresistance. Longitudinal means when J is parallel to capital B. This capital J, that is current density, is parallel to capital B, and transverse magnetoresistance means when J is perpendicular to capital B. In very strong applied field, for to calculate the transverse magnetoresistance of a conductor, we are required to determine the component of E along J. Hence, the resistivity in the presence of magnetic field B is given as rho as a function of B. It is equal to Je by J square, which comes out to be as shown in equation 7. By using equation 7, we get magnetoresistance as Mr, which we call Mr, equal to rho B minus rho 0. That is, one is resistivity at particular magnetic field, other is resistivity at zero magnetic field over resistivity at zero magnetic field, which comes out to be 4 omega c tau square np over n plus p square plus n minus p square omega c tau whole square, as shown in equation 8. For intrinsic conductor having number of electron equal to number of holes, we have magnetoresistance equal to omega c tau square, where omega c is Eb by m star. Omega c is the resonance frequency, angular frequency. As we know that angular frequency is directly proportional to magnetic fields, hence this magnetoresistance is directly proportional to square of magnetic field, as in the case of semiconductor. On increasing magnetic field Bz, the transverse magnetoresistance first increases gradually, then more slowly, and finally reaches saturation. But for extrinsic conductor, when number of holes are not equal to number of electron, the approximate value at saturation will be given by transverse magnetoresistance equal to 4 Np. N is number of electron, P is number of holes over N minus P whole square. The magnetoresistance arises because the velocities of carriers are not all the same, and the Hall field voltage is only able to stop all motion in Hall field direction, not in all direction. Even more mysterious aspect of magnetoresistance is the appearance of a longitudinal magnetoresistance effect in many semiconductors. When J and M are collinear, hence Lorentz force on the carrier should be 0. But its existence is associated with an isotropy in effective mass tensor, or in other words, to the non-spherical shape of Fermi surfaces. For non-spherical kind of surfaces, we observe longitudinal magnetoresistance effect. The value of magnetoresistance tells us whether the Fermi surface is closed or contain open orbits, and in which direction the open orbit lies in the Fermi surface. So this phenomena is very important in order to know the nature of this Fermi surface. Then next comes quantum Hall effect. At low temperature, the Hall resistance of a two-dimensional system is found to have a constant value at the exact value of h by a small I small e square, where I is integer, h is Planck's constant, and small e is the electronic charge. At the same time, the Hall resistance drops to negligible value in the applied magnetic field range, where Hall resistance shows the plateaus. The large plateau region in the Hall resistance and the corresponding minima of magnetoresistance are readily explained by the presence of the localized states. The localized electrons act as a reservoirs of carriers. For example, as the magnetic field is increased, the electrons from the localized state will complete the filling of Landau labels, maintaining the at full capacity large field intervals. The quantum Hall effect is observed by changing the magnetic field rather than changing the density of sample. So basically this effect is linked with changing the magnetic field, not with the changing the states of density of the sample. Quantum Hall effect is obtained at the same value of magnetic field Bn, which indicate that an integer number of Landau levels are exactly filled. When an odd number of levels are filled, the Fermi level of the system lies in the small gap between Landau levels produced by Zeeman splitting. It is easy to thermally activate the electrons close to the Fermi energy to the next n is equal to 2 Landau levels. Therefore, the magnetoresistance of the sample will show a non-zero component in the case of oddly numbered Bn field. So correspondingly, in the plot of the Hall resistance versus magnetic field, the odd number plateaus of the Hall resistance will not clearly appear. On the other hand, when an even number of levels are filled, Fermi energy lies in the large mobility gap between successive levels. The electrons do not have enough thermal energy to jump to the next Landau level, and we recover the quantization of the Hall resistance and drop of the magnetoresistance. Orbital angular momentum. Orbital angular momentum is the quantum number which changes in the quantum Hall effect. Quantum Hall effect has direct effect on the orbital angular momentum L.
So this quantum Hall effects, it can be subdivided into two categories. One is integral quantum Hall effect and other is fractional quantum Hall effect. This integral quantum Hall is associated with same integrals for all systems and occupancy of the Landau levels. This is linked with integral quantum Hall effect. And when we discuss this fractional Hall quantum Hall effect, it is associated with odd numbered fraction bosons and even numbered fraction fermions, and there is correlation between the electrons.
It is of two types, integral quantum Hall effect and fractional quantum Hall effect.
Students, let us summarize what we have learnt in this module. An oscillatory variation of the magnetic susceptibility or magnetic moment of a metal as a function of magnetic field at very low temperature and high magnetic field is known as de Haasman-Alfvén effect. This is important, that we at the one hand we need low temperature, and on the other hand we need very high magnetic field in order to observe this DHVA effect. So DHVA is observed due to Bohr-Sommerfeld quantization of orbits of conduction electron under the influence of the magnetic field. Change in electrical resistance of a conductor when placed in the perpendicular magnetic field due to flow of electrons against the Hall field of electron with some more than average velocity is known as magnetoresistance. So constant value of Hall resistance in two-dimensional system at low temperature and high magnetic field, which is integral multiple of h by I e square, is known as quantum Hall effect. Thank you.